Good morning. We're in the midst of our holidays right now. I trust that you all had a really good Christmas and a happy New Year. Today we're going to think about Jesus growing up. We often think of him as a baby, but in the Luke 2 passage that we heard on Christmas Eve, we find out that after the shepherds left, they returned to Nazareth. He grew up there in Nazareth. And then the final verse in chapter 2 says, "And Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and favor with God and man." Now, there's a long time between when you're born and when his public ministry begins at the age of 30, about 30 years old. And you know what? A lot of you are in that place right now. Now, what do you do for those 30 years? Do you just sit there and wait to grow up and be brilliant? No. There's school that happens. There's positive habits that happen. I remember when I was 6 years old, my mother took me across the street to a piano teacher. And I took my little books with me, and I learned how to play the piano. If my mother hadn't done that, I wouldn't be able to do that now. And my teachers taught me to read and to write and to think, and I learned history and geography and all of these things. But more importantly, I learned from my home and from my church about Jesus and about God and how important he was. Those are the things that set a pattern for life that I cling to, even now, as I'm a grandmother. So today, let's think about how Jesus spent his adolescence as he was growing up and reflect on ourselves. What can we do to grow up to be men and women of faith and character who make a difference in this world?